Hello class 10, a very warm good morning. Welcome to your economics class. Well, in our last class we have discussed how the sectors are divided on the basis of the conditions of employment, that is organized and unorganized sector, and we have also discussed or we have revisited or we have done a revision of how the sectors are classified on the basis of ownership, that is public and private sector. So students, in today's class what we shall do is I am going to give you all some questions, some very important questions which came in your previous year's board examinations. Of some questions I have given you the answers, and for some questions you need to write the answers on your own. In case you have any difficulty in finding the answers or in writing the answers, you can call me or you can message me. I will help you in every way possible. So students, with this I am going to end this video here, and next I will send you the PDF file which will consist of some very important previous year's question answers. Students, today I shall give you all some question answers where there will be some questions which came in your previous year's board exam, okay, and some are very important questions. So of those questions I will give you the answers as well, but there are some homeworks which you have to do on your own. So now I am going to share with you all the answers to the homework questions. It will give you an idea regarding how to write the answers of the homework questions, okay. So the first question is, give a simple method to calculate GDP. Who undertakes this task in India? So you can write the answer of this question as a simple method to calculate the GDP is to sum up the value of all the final goods and services that are produced in an economy during a year. And here it is to be noted that we should not include the value of the intermediate goods. So who undertakes this task in India? This task is undertaken by a central government ministry, that is the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. The next question is, what is the importance of employment? So it is for 3 marks. You can write 3 points here. The first point you can write, employment in the economy helps in boosting up the GDP and the per capita income. Also students, in second point you all can write, employment in the economy also helps in the utilization of all the manpower or in the utilization of all the human resources that are available in an economy. In the third point you can write, increase in employment opportunities helps in the economic development of a country. Because of the increase in the income level of the people, they are able to afford the various basic services that are needed in life. For example, better healthcare facilities, better educational facilities, proper sanitation, then proper housing facilities, etc., etc. So all these leads to the overall development of the economy. So this is, you can write as your answer number 2. Third question is, discuss the role of the state in providing basic services in developing countries. So yes, it is very crucial for the state to provide the basic services like health, education, electricity, water supply, transport, sanitation, etc. in developing countries, because all these basic services are the indicators of human development. So it is the state who is responsible for providing all these facilities to its people for helping them in leading a comfortable life. So this is your answer number 3. The next question is, give example to prove that many private sector companies need government support to continue their business. So students, here you can write one example which is given in your textbook. It is in page number 34. So in page number 34 you all can find in the second paragraph that, for example, there is an example given. If the private sector has to sell electricity, that means if the private sector has to provide electricity, then of course if it has to provide it to the general public, then it will have to provide it at a low cost, right? But if it has to sell at a low cost, then what will happen? Selling electricity at the cost of generation, that means the cost that it has to bear while generating electricity, if it has to sell electricity also at that same cost, what will happen? The private sector will run under losses, right? It will not incur and it will not have any profit, rather it will incur loss. So selling electricity at the cost of generation will push up the cost of production. That means the cost of production will increase, because what will happen? They will not be able to make any profit, so the cost of production will increase. So many a times the private sector, they do not find it suitable to provide such kind of services to the people without the help of the government. So students, many small scale units might have to shut down if the government does not support them. So that is why the government steps in by producing and supplying electricity at an affordable rate, which these industries can bear, or which are reasonable for these industries. That means the government has to bear a part of the cost of generating electricity. So that is how the private sector companies may need government support to continue their business. The next question is, using leather we make shoes, belts, etc. This is an example of which sector? So leather is a natural product. This is the skin of animal which is being extracted. Then using the skin of animal to produce something or to manufacture something, then this is definitely an example of an industrial sector or manufacturing sector or the secondary sector. Question number 6. What development projects can be taken up in rural urban areas? Suggest 2 projects for each. So the various developmental projects that can be taken up in rural areas are building of the basic infrastructure, roads, dams, canals, etc. Then improving the healthcare facilities, dispensaries, then development of primary schools, then development of modern farming equipments, providing irrigational facilities, then sanitation facilities, etc., etc. There are numerous developmental projects. Okay, then in urban areas, the developmental projects that can be taken up are the same thing. It is the construction of bridges, then housing facilities, the various urban amenities, that means electricity, water supply. So all these developmental projects can be taken up in urban areas. So in rural you have to write 2 points, and in urban you have to write 2 points. In rural you can write anything regarding construction of dams and canals, then construction of irrigational facilities, then primary schools, then dispensaries, infrastructure, etc., etc. In urban areas you can write about transport, urban transport, you can write about sanitation, you can write about water supply, you can write about electricity. Okay, so students, these 6 questions you have to do on your own. Question number 7 and question number 8, answers will be given to you, and there are some extra questions as well which I have already given you in the PDF file. So students, these 6 questions are supposed to be done by you, and you need to show me all these answers. Please do it sincerely and show it to me. In case you have any difficulty or doubt, please contact me. Okay students? Okay then, thank you.